This is another example of touching history. We're in Berkley Square in Clifton, Bristol, and we're outside the house of Thomas Guppy, who lived here from 1835 for a few years, during which time Brunel visited him because they had formed a group to build the ship which we would know as the Great Western. And Brunel's son mentions in the biography that his father was here for late night meetings, so obviously stayed the night, not necessarily in the Clifton Hotel, but stayed here. And you've got 5 floors, basement for servants, 1, 2, 3, 4 floors in fact. And Guppy was obviously a rich man. He was a merchant, a businessman, entrepreneur. And he had a great joy of life because on one of the trains between London and Bristol, he was walking on the roofs of the train as the train was proceeding at more than 50 miles an hour. And what makes this house even more interesting is that we're going to look at the plaques. So we'll pan the house now by going up and down and left and right so we can see all of the house. A house for the rich. And there was a delay in photographing this house because it was covered in scaffolding for a year. So we're going to walk towards the house now and we're going to look at these plaques. One of the occupants after the tenure of Guppy was Charles Richardson, and he is only mentioned in about one of the Brunel books that I've studied. He was an apprentice to Brunel and he kept a diary, and from that diary Richardson tells us that Brunel had a conversation with him in French as they were travelling by carriage up the Golden Valley in the area of Sqaure, and they named the hotel that they stayed in Sqaure. And Richardson received a letter, a ticking off from Brunel. Brunel told him he was spending too much time playing cricket and not enough time working. But Guppy, who lived here, he moved out, as you can see, in 1839. Now Richardson moved in 1873, so he'd obviously earned plenty of money as an engineer. But Richardson wasn't exactly doing nothing whilst Brunel thought he was underachieving as an engineer, because Richardson designed a spliced cane handle cricket bat and a bowling machine. And as you can see, Richardson built the Severn Tunnel. So this house has an awful lot of history, and I just wish they said on these plaques here that Brunel stayed here. Thanks for your interest on the video.